The Chief of Defense Staff has warned the military will fiercely respond to any attacks on officers trying to rein in the activities of nomadic herdsmen whose cattle have been blamed for the destruction of farms across the country. The warning comes on the back of the death of 2 members of the Operation Cowleg team in recent times, and the Lieutenant General for the we have Lieutenant General Obed Akwa on Tuesday led a delegation to Agogo, where he met with the Operation Cowleg team. Lieutenant General Obed Akwa is unhappy at the incessant attack on the security forces deployed in the area.
The foundation goes years back, but it's been building up in the recent times, where together we've been doing this operation against illegal miners, Operation Vanguard, which is making strides, even though there's yet a lot more that we can do. Operation Calm Life, which was relaunched by His Excellency the President, which is also making strides, and lately, Operation Cowleg. Now, I want to register one point, that the incident which happened on the 8th of this month, when people, and we are still investigating, and we shall get to the bottom of it, attacked soldiers and policemen who are doing a national duty here within the Agogo traditional area. We abhor such an attack. And I indicated when we met the traditional leadership that no such attack will go without the appropriate response. The response will be equal, it will be proportionate to the level of that assault, it will be unrelenting until we get the perpetrators. And we will continue to do that until peace and stability is established within this area. So the assurance that I'm giving to all of you is that no life of a soldier or of a policeman shall be exchanged for the life of a cattle. It will not happen.
Lands and Natural Resources Minister John Peter Amewu Tuesday afternoon summoned and charged regional officers and their board chairman to have a change in attitude towards work in order to end the chaos in the country's land management system. Ms. Amewu also charged them to explore and consider going digital to help fast-track registration at the Lands Commission. At a meeting with the regional heads of the Lands Commission, together with the Executive Secretary of the Commission, the Minister expressed dissatisfaction at happenings at the Commission, saying he has received a lot of complaints from prospective landowners, even after screening lands and a documentary titled Land Wars. He has since charged them to take advantage of the opportunities in the sector and work towards meeting the 30-day turnaround time stipulated for land title registration.
The Land Wars documentary interrogated lapses in the country's land management system, situation that has given rise to activities of land guards who have been at the center of land-related contract killings across the country, multiple sale of pieces of lands, encroachment on vested lands by traditional authorities and in some cases, private entities, allegations of corruption at the country's Lands Commission, among others. Mr. Amewu, who took a copy of that documentary late last year after seeing snippets of it on JoyNews, today summoned all 10 regional heads of the Lands Commission to fashion out ways of improving on the system.
There's a change in government, which means there must be a way we change the things we do in the past. We as a government have an agenda, and that agenda is what we put in our manifesto, and it is based on that manifesto promise that we've been elected to government. We can only achieve those promises and aspirations of the people of this country if the chairman and the regional officers we are seeing here together collectively agree that irrespective of their thinking, irrespective of their sources, we must all work together in fulfillment of a common goal. And that goal is for the prosperity of this country, not for you and I. The issues of land guards all over the country, it's something this government is taking very seriously. You realize that the president has already put up a team of task force, and a committee together to work towards this. Because we cannot be a country where there will be a lot of confusions over the way we administer our land. So the president is taking this issue very, very, very seriously.
The 10 regional heads of the Lands Commission took turns to explain peculiar challenges facing them at the regional level.
Double plotting, which has sent us to, or keep sending us to court each and every time. Our lawyer is always crying in a way. Comes to me and says, oh, we are always in court because of this double plotting.
We are also saddled with management of vested land issues, especially the Accra Plains, which was acquired, invested under concession bulletin number 8, and the Osumanche. These are areas that are vested in the state, but we have the pre-vested owners interfering in the management.
But there is the problem of the government department, schools and others too. No indentures, nothing. No side plan. And of course, I have it in my own home place, Bumburugu, where a school, a school was built across a whole road. It's a major road, but they've built the school across it.
The Executive Secretary of the Lands Commission, Dr. Wilfred K. Enimodame, laid before the minister a 5-point plan his outfit has in place to help improve land administration in the country.
We need a nationwide coverage of data capture that will provide that automated platform for service delivery. Honorable Minister, the second strategic intervention that we have to focus our effort and resources relates to mapping in this country. We need mapping as a strategy to provide 2 key inputs: the base map that we require and the land use maps.
The regional heads also called on government to consider working on their remuneration as a way of boosting morale of staff at the commission.
The chief of Senchi has called for ceasefire following attacks on some residents of the town and a palace in the eastern region. He says the situation in the last few years has affected the area's development. Speaking at the first Akosidai, Nana Ofeya-Agyeman II said Senchi must begin to portray a peaceful image of itself. Here's Kwame Yanka's report.
Between 2015 and 2017, thugs allegedly hired by faceless people in the area were arrested for making the town unsafe. Since then, the presence of the police has boosted peace in the area. But Nana Ofeya-Agyeman II, Senchi, which falls within the Akwemu traditional area, cannot continue to lag behind in development. The chief has therefore called on residents to unite against any form of unrest.
The town, previously known for its peaceful atmosphere, has not enjoyed relative peace since 2015. Our terrorist town has come under all forms of attack by hired macho men aimed at stabilizing social and economic activity of our dear land. I, however, want to assure you that such acts of intimidation, attack on innocent person, and wanton destruction of property will be a thing of the past.
Nana Ofeya-Agyeman II says he will do his best to find solutions to the numerous challenges facing them.
I'm putting up my rich experience to bear by constituting a team of competent persons with requisite skills to ensure that my vision of making Senchi a showpiece is realized. Problems such as high illiteracy rates, unemployed youth, lack of access to quality health and education facilities, mistrust among citizens, which are bedeviled as must be tackled head-on.
Meanwhile, Adontihini of the area, Nana Odro Jan Dapa, is urging the police to expeditiously prosecute thugs arrested for causing mayhem.
The unfortunate thing is that when the police arrest them and they are taken to court, they don't come to court, and it looks as if the other faction are taking advantage, and they always do same, because none of them have been sentenced yet, or the case has not been judged for us to see the end of it. So it's always to the advantage of the other faction.
Some chiefs later swore the oath of allegiance to the chief of Senchi. Kwame Yankes reports for Joy News.
And not far away is the Gbi Traditional Council in the Volta region, and it has mounted a stiff opposition against a proposal for some traditional areas in the Hokwe municipality to be disintegrated and added to the proposed new region in the northern part of the Volta region. The council has, as a result, petitioned the Commission of Inquiry into the creation of the new regions not to heed that proposal, stating that splitting the municipality would ultimately affect the entire area. The paramount chief of the Gbi traditional area, Togbuganga Busu, indicated his area supports the creation of the new region and emphasized that the entire Hokwe municipality should be added to the proposed new region and not be divided. He also advised that the new region should be demarcated, devoid of tribal or ethnic grounds.
I'm not saying that they should split it on ethnic grounds. No, or tribal grounds. And we, the Gbins, and for that matter, those from the Hokwe municipality, almost all of us have accepted for the region to be split into two, and nothing should be done about taking part of the Hokwe municipality to be added to, whether you call it OT or Anti or Gege, I don't know. Yes. We are there as a municipality, and we've been working together. Nothing has been made to divide us before, and nothing will divide us too. We are together. And we're saying again that we support whatever move the government to take to get Volta region splitted into two.
In other stories, television, earbuds and water skies have one thing in common, and they're all invented by children. About 500,000 children, some of them teenagers, are said to invent gadgets and innovative games each year to make their own lives comfortable. As the world celebrates Kids Inventors Day, Love FM's Kwisidebra takes us to Afrancho in the Ashanti region. In the following report, he brings to light the ingenuity of a boy who is doing some wonderful things with electronics.
Johan Christos Boateng is busily drawing an electrical circuit diagram for a dummy car he is working on. With a soldering machine, the 14-year-old junior high school student gets to work. He hopes the car, made from corks of bottled water, empty cans and styrofoam, would be able to move when he is done. After 30 minutes, the car is ready to hit the road. Johan got a spark at the peak of power crisis in 2013.
I tried to provide my family with light, so I started repairing, rechargeable lights, and I was able to make it.
But where does he get his inspiration from?
Whenever I go to sleep, I pray. So in the midnight, I don't know if God or who, the person comes to me and it'll be like, I'll be sitting there getting the ideas, trying my hands on it. So when I wake up in the morning, I'll just take my book, make some notes, and then I try my hands on it.
The last of 5 children to their parents, Johan's portfolios include bladeless fan
and a wireless speaker, a wireless charger, rake socker, vacuum cleaner, projector, mower.
His father, evangelist George Boache Boateng, believes his son is special.
That
is why I decided to name him after Christ. He got drowned and died at the age of 2, but suddenly came back to life when he was sent to the Tafo government hospital. After discovering his son's talent, he committed to providing him with tools and financial support to facilitate his work. I provide him with furniture and everything he would need. Sometimes I go to the magazine to bring him what he would need to make his work easy. Many times I excuse him of household chores. Johan would one day want to be
the most wonderful inventor ever.
Most of you might be wondering what I'm playing with. This is meant to be an explosive. And that is his next project. Reporting for JoyNews. Kwesi Debra.
I want to say that it's explosive. You know, we just discovered some 7 grenades in the hands of some 3 individuals. Well, the IGP decided to put together a press conference. A day after, also, the PR boss of the Ghana Police Service had announced to the media what really the situation was. And the IGP in his press conference noted that there's a massive police and intelligence manhunt for missing bombs and those who have in their possession ammunition of any sort. So if you have any, or you know somebody who does, please make sure that you become the best whistleblower on that beat.